Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures. Today we're going to take a look at a bunch of models from Cast and Play's Patreon page. Now, I don't usually do super topical, up-to-date videos because, well, I'll admit, my backlog is incredibly impressive when it comes to what's on my hard drive. But you know what? We'll make exceptions because I really liked these figures, and I got this cool little book in the mail. Now, a lot of you may have heard about Rain in Hell. It's done by some very talented folks that also have their own quite fabulous YouTube channel, which I'm sure you've all checked out. And we'll put some links down below if you want to take a look at this. But it's basically a skirmish game of nothing but demons and denizens of the underworld, which is totally up my alley. It's got persistent rules like, Mordheim. It's very miniatures agnostic, so you can just throw whatever you want on the table. And, since it is demon themed, I thought, why not take a look at some of the new cast and play stuff? These are models that are currently on their Patreon right now. And yeah, I know he's a little shiny, but I'm just impressed that I got him off in one piece. He is a little bugger. That is one of their imps. Now, some of these I have primed, some of them I have not, but it's funny because when Cast and Play first hopped on the scene, I wasn't super impressed with the sculpt quality. I liked the theme and I liked a lot of the stuff they did, but it didn't always grab me. But I gotta give them credit. The artists, I'm sure it's the same sculptors that they've been using the whole time, but they have consistently and continually built on those skills, and really these days I feel like they have just been knocking it out of the park for the last few months. But this is one of their Teefling type warriors. I really like the guy's look. Very cartoony, very angular. The only issue with this dude is he's really big. That's a 40mm base. And it's not so much that he's tall, but he's so splayed out in his stance that it's going to be hard to put him on just about any kind of base outside of that. Now, I did try printing some of the custom bases, which is something I rarely, and I mean rarely, ever do. I don't know what that crud is in there. Something. Anyway. Nice design to them, but I dug these. These were cool. Very epic, very metal. Or something different. Obviously, those haven't been primed yet. I thought I grabbed some blue tack, and I don't know what I did with it. There we go. See if we can actually get him standing up. I would suggest this guy in particular, if you wanted to use him as a character, I'd probably bump him down about to 85%. Otherwise, he's just going to have a real challenge trying to fit on anything. I know most of you tabletop players, D&D players especially, that's going to be a big no-no with a base that large. A couple of the other heroes I did actually go ahead and prime. There was a female demon, and again, I was just happy this was all a single piece, and I managed to get it off without demolishing it, which was, I thought, quite impressive. She looks neat. I dig that triple-bladed scythe she's got going on there. This lady, at least, I think is going to fit on just about anything, and she's got her tail to help balance things out. Sort of, kind of. Of course not. Now that I'm trying to film it, nobody wants to stand up correctly. Thanks. Appreciate that. Let's see if I can fit her on a base. Here. 25mm base. She fits fine. And we'll grab some other models. Now, obviously, I haven't played with the proportions or size on these yet. But I think she works pretty well as is. Yep, that is an inch square base, too. Perfect. All right, now the figure that I really liked, and one of the ones that got me to sign up for this month's Patreon, was this Skull Demon dude right here. I know it's a little bit shiny, but I really liked the proportions. I like the billowing scarf, the big fat blade, the skull head. It just looks neat. And yeah, I know, I need some more primer. Ran out. Again, the only issue with this guy is the base size. I can see if you wanted to put him onto something smaller, that's going to be a problem because that was a 30mm base and he barely wants to fit. Now, he did have a couple other buddies in various poses, so maybe those guys will fit a little bit better. Not 100% sure. The one that I absolutely had to get was this Fallen Angel guy. I don't remember the names. He is supposed to be wearing a mask. But I thought overall, the details, the pose, the armor, everything about this just really clicked for me. And again, same issue with the other guys, is while he probably could fit on, I think that's like a 32mm base, he could fit on it, he's still quite large. And when I say quite large, I'm not really kidding. Here's a Reaper human, a GW human, just to give you guys a good idea. And if you really want to go the evil demon Xeno route, throw a Space Marine in there as well. So you can see they're pretty big. Now, being that they are demons, I mean, to me, I'd let it slide. It's not that big a problem. I want to put him on this base, but I'm just afraid that if I do, you're not going to really get to see all the cool details on the base. That's my only downfall with that. But I have another model I'm thinking about putting on there anyways, and that might work out better as it is. All right, what else we got? Oh, the coolest one of the bunch that I haven't even bothered to show yet, besides this Fallen Angel dude. I really like him, and I'm going to be painting him up. Probably he'll be on a weekly painting progress video by the time this is up. Was their big centerpiece model they called Jizor. And so I have not glued anything on him except his hand with that blade. I haven't glued his wings, haven't glued his legs. Everything just slotted really, really nicely into the base. Now you can see he's pretty big. He's not as massively, stupidly large as some of the other stuff that I've been printing the big Titan Forge model right now. My God, where do you guys see that? That was ridiculous. Just for comparison's sake, this is a Creature Caster model, and you can see here in terms of size, he's standing pretty eye to eye with our Creature Caster friend that someday will hopefully get painted as well. The detail on this dude was just really, really sharp, and I even managed to do a decent job cleaning it off for once. That's a rarity. He has not been primed yet. And again, nothing's really been glued. His wings, please don't break in the process finally. They're like, we've had enough. Just nice and slotted in. You can see that they're well worn. I did have to sand them down a little bit. They didn't want to. That's not supposed to happen. Oh, yeah. Well, no, I didn't glue the legs yet. But I like the fact that this guy, he's big enough that, you know, he could be used as a centerpiece, but he's not gargantuan to the point where it's going to take me days, if not weeks, to finally get around to finishing painting him. Just good size overall. And to me, I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, this is a perfect, not Bellacore type model. Especially with the price tag that GW is asking for the new version, and the fact that I have not seen it anywhere for sale yet. Just goes to cement the fact that this is at least a decent alternative. But it is still their own design, and that's something that I've said many times over. I really like when the artists and companies really come up with their own designs and really just roll with it. You don't see many skull-faced demons like this guy with the heroic, you know, tokusatsu-looking scarf flowing dramatically behind him there. So I dig it. I really do dig it. I'm going to put a link down below to the current Patreon page, because that's where this stuff is located. As soon as I let go of this demon, though, I know he's going to flop over. You can already see he's like, I'm going. Yeah, we'll let you rest right there, buddy. So yeah, cool set of models. And funny thing is, I didn't even get to print everything. Because I've got that Frozen Sonic Mini, it didn't fit some of the bigger, fatter, viler looking monster demon entities, and I just have a thing about not wanting to shrink them down. So hopefully, at least in the future, we'll try coming back and finishing those guys off and get some of the big fatties on the table as well. And I really just want to paint this guy. I really want to paint him. Oh, and another interesting thing as I knock everything over was Cast and Play actually is going to be doing a crowdfunding delete next week, at least at the time that I'm filming this. It's supposed to start on June 17th for a set of sci-fi figures. Interesting looking model. A little bit round, I thought, in the belly, but I think maybe that's just the power armor speaking. Shades of Halo and Doom in there. But overall, a nice looking model. Printed out without any problems either. This is a freebie if you want to go check that out. I'll put a link to that too while I'm at it, so if you guys want to see it. And who knows, maybe it'll start by the time this gets posted. We'll see. Anyways, with that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see ya back here soon. Bye-bye.